The tea. Welcome to Terror by the Pines, Hanny. I am your host, Jason, and I hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be going over the questions that the viewers, you, submitted to me via YouTube about a week or so ago. And these questions were so fun to read, and I'm so excited to answer them. So get ready for some piping hot tea. So of course, this video is a response to all the questions I received from you, the viewers, and it was so exciting to see what you wanted to know about me, whether it was tarot or non-tarot related. So I thank you so much for submitting your questions. I do want to say that Julie over at Peekaboo Rose inspired me to do this video since she also did a call for Q&A, and it was so much fun doing this, and I figured I would start with the non-tarot questions. So let's get started. How are you handling the stay-at-home COVID situation? I think I'm handling it pretty well. As an introvert, I like being at home. I like small groups. I guess I'm a homebody. But I do enjoy going out. But now that we're going on about a year coming up on this stay-at-home situation, I'm getting a little cabin feverish. I think my partner can say the same thing. We're both, getting antsy and cabin feverish. I miss going to the movies. I miss going out with friends, going to the bar, dancing at the club. But yeah, I think I'm handling it pretty well. I'm staying busy. And on that, the second question is, what do you do in your day job, non-tarot tube life? Well, I have two jobs, knock on wood, that I still have them with the whole COVID thing going on. The first job is my main gig, like a 9 to 5. I am working in nonprofit as a communications assistant. I love the job. I love the people. And then the second job is a mass media production type of job. I help this company stream their sporting events on their app while putting in commercials. So it's pretty fun. It keeps me busy. What are your favorite types of TV shows? Well, I like TV shows that take me out of reality. Golden Girls come to mind, like Schitt's Creek, which, it took me a really long time to warm up to, but I am in love with the characters on Schitt's Creek. Yeah, just TV shows that take me out of reality. Speaking of favorite episode of The Golden Girls, this was a challenging question, and they're all so good in their own way, but I feel like the case of the Libertine Belle is definitely a highlight. It's where the girls go on a murder mystery and there's like twists and turns, although predictable, but it's very funny and it's just one of the best episodes ever. What's your favorite horror film or who's your favorite horror character? This is easy. My favorite horror film is the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and he's also my favorite horror character. This is someone I do not want to meet in a dark alley, that's for sure. He has been a character who has traumatized me ever since I was little. I still dream about him. So I guess you could say he's the man of my dreams. Ugh. Okay, so are there any movies that have impacted the way you see the world? This was a really good question. There was a couple that I wanted to pick out and show you. The Birdcage with the late Robin Williams. We have 9 to 5 with, these iconic three strong female actresses. And then finally, Sister Act with Whoopi Goldberg. I feel like these three movies have taught me that there is definitely bad in the world, but if you work hard, be yourself, and surround yourself with people that support you and lift you up, you will go very far. What do you enjoy doing in your spare time? Favorite pastimes? In my spare time, if I have any, I like enjoying the company of my partner. I like getting away from the hustle and bustle, honestly. I like going away, traveling. Even though that's, that's very challenging these days. I like going to cabin in the woods, getting away from it all, being at peace, and just being with friends, and just, enjoying each other's company. What Funko Pops do you have? If you're not a collector, why did you choose those specific ones? I have a selective few. I have all of the Golden Girls, so I have
Dorothy, I have Sophia, I have Rose, and I have Blanche. And then I also have 2 Britney Spears Funko Pops. And then I have the 2 horror icons, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. And then I also have the characters from Schitt's Creek minus the dad. So I have Laura Rose, Date Rose, and Alexis Rose.
So I'm not really a big Funko Pop collector. I've actually never purchased a Funko Pop for myself. It's always from my partner, so I'm very appreciative of that. What is the one of the most memorable adventure you have ever been on? Honestly, any adventure going into nature, like going to, staying in cabins, secluded from everyone, and just being in the forest. It's just very comforting, and it's just, I don't know. I'm a Southern belle. I'm very easy to please. Now we have come to the tarot questions. There is some non-tarot questions in a lightning round that I had put at the end of these questions, so that's going to be exciting. The first question is, do you have a spiritual practice? Tarot is a spiritual practice for sure. It is something I go to for guidance or clarity in any situation that I come across, or it's just a nice reminder that whatever card comes up, that it's something that someone has gone through, and if I'm going through it, someone else has gone through it. So I really like, that type of guidance, advice to get me through any situation. Which comes to, how do you use tarot? Tarot to me is a self-care tool that provides guidance and clarity when we are going through a difficult situation. And when we are in a difficult situation, we can't seem to get out of it because we're so wrapped up in the situation. And what tarot does, it is a gentle reminder that you aren't alone. You are going through a tough time, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and each card is a situation that we've all come across, and that is something I really appreciate for tarot cards. And it's really just a self-care tool for me that I'm not alone. How old were you when you first read with tarot cards, and what was that deck? I bought my first tarot deck in 2017, which I believe I was 27. And that tarot deck was the Wild Unknown Tarot, which I no longer have in my collection because I couldn't connect with it. What is a turnoff to you when it comes to tarot? Keywords on the cards. Keywords are a distraction, especially for me on tarot. It is perfectly fine with oracle cards, but tarot, it is a bit of a distraction because tarot has so many meanings, and if you just put 1 or 2 keywords, it's literally scratching the surface of that card. What style tarot decks do you like? Well, I like modern decks. The traditional RWS deck is very ugly to me, and it's something I feel like is very outdated. However, there is a traditional RWS deck that I really do like, which I will get to in the next question. But I really like modern decks that are diverse, they're inclusive, and they're just fun. And yeah. So, what are your top 5 tarot decks that you cannot live without? Okay, so in not any order, I have the Smith Waite tarot deck, and this is the one I was talking about with the traditional imagery. This is going to have like a coffee tea stained vibe, and it's just something about it that looks so authentic. It looks so antique that it just makes me forget about, that tarot deck with the plaid backs. The second deck is the Alight Sears Tarot, very modern, very expressive, and it is just a wonderful deck to have. The next one is the Halloween Tarot. I also have the full version. This is the 10. This is one of those decks that I started reading tarot with early on. And it's Halloween. I love Halloween. The next deck is the Everyday Witch Tarot. Again, this is one of my oldest decks. Very fun, whimsical, witchy, and just all out fun. And then the final deck is the Golden Girls Tarot because the Golden Girls. The images really pop, very 80s, Miami. The only thing is the cardstock is a little lacking. The next question is, what is your number one favorite deck and why? Okay, so that is none other than the Grand Dame Everyday Witch Tarot. It is a very witchy deck. It's very modern. It's expressive. It pops with color and personality. And even though tarot can be intimidating, these cards just bring life to the world of tarot. And I just love it. And speaking of, your favorite tarot box you own, the one that the deck came with, and of course the Everyday Witch Tarot. This was my first Llewellyn deck, and if you have a Llewellyn deck, you know that they come with a great big box, sturdy box, and the guidebook is wonderful, full color, and yeah, I was just so impressed with this. It is my standard of a tarot box. Let's see. What is your tarot birth card? How well do you connect with it? Well, I have two. I have the World and I have the Empress. And I feel like I connect with these pretty well. The World, being with completion and fulfilling. I'm a person that doesn't like to start something and then don't finish it. That really irks me. So I fully connect with the World. I want to be happy. I want to, accomplish everything I want and just be happy. And in the Empress, I feel like I'm very a motherly figure. I'm very compassionate, I'm sensitive, and yeah. What tarot court card represents you? I think I'm gonna go with two on this. Page of Wands and a Page of Cups. Pages because I don't want to be old yet, even though I am actually. I feel it and I look it. And then for the wands, it's because of that fire energy, and I'm a Leo. And then the cups is because I am an emotional person. Um I think I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm a little sensitive. But I think those two cards represent me. Um, the next question is, what tarot card stalks you? I actually get a lot of swords. Not any particular one that really jumps out at mine, but swords, because they're all about the logical thinking, the communication, and communication and thinking is definitely part of my job and part of life. So I actually do get a lot of swords. The least favorite tarot card, that is definitely going to be the Emperor, a card that is very masculine and it's like authoritative, it's leadership. It's just one that I just don't connect with. Do you have a favorite suit that you're typically drawn to the illustration, to the illustrations in tarot? That suit is definitely the swords. I feel like the swords are one of the most important suits in tarot because it's a bitter pill to swallow. Those cards can be very expressive. Again, it's about thinking and communication, all of that. And it's just one of the most important suits that I think are in tarot. If you were going to choose a significator when doing readings for yourself that symbolize you, which card would you choose out of the Golden Girls Tarot? Um, I think I'm gonna go with the Page of Swords, which is Dorothy. I connect highly with Dorothy, the character, and then the swords is because swords are something that I highly connect with in tarot, and Page is because I don't want to be old yet, and yeah, I just want to be forever young. Your house is on fire. You grab three decks. Which ones are they? Okay, Obviously, it's going to be the Grand Dame Everyday Witch Tarot. I'm going to do the Halloween Tarot. And then I think I'm going to go with the Light Seers Tarot. These decks each have their own personality, their own uh, way of expressing tarot and the meanings. And thankfully, none of these decks are that I have in my collection are like the limited editions, so they're easily accessible. If you could jump into and visit any one of the 78 tarot cards, which one would you choose and why? I think I'm going to choose the High Priestess because I love a good mystery. Even though the High Priestess is more than being mysterious, she's very intuitive. She goes with her gut, and it's something that we all can learn from. What tarot spread do you use most often and why? Honestly, I don't really use a specific tarot spread. I just usually go with a one card pool, which is very simple, it's concise, it's clear, and yeah. Do you have a specific number limit or range for your tarot collection? Well, I have about roughly 30 tarot decks, which is a lot for me. I wanted to stop once I got the Golden Girls Tarot back in March or April 2020, but since then I've gotten new decks in my collection and I am happy with them. But for right now, there are no more tarot decks coming in my collection that I can help. Which comes into the next question. What are some decks you've been eyeing? Are there any gaps in your collection you're looking to fill? I am not trying to eye any more decks. I feel like I have plenty, but it is nice to have a variety of tarot decks. I have learned my lesson that if something is new and you want it, doesn't necessarily mean you need it. So definitely a hard lesson learned there. The next question is, what tarot related content creator have you been following on YouTube the longest? Now, I wish YouTube had this thing where, like Facebook does, like it notifies you of like on this day or you've been friends with this person this long. I want something like that for YouTube. If it is out there already, please let me know in the comments below because, I don't know. Um, I feel like the person I've been following the most would be the Truth and Story, who is Kelly. I will put her channel, of course, in the description box below. She has like so many deck reviews. Like that's how I got some of these decks in my collection because of her. She is so wonderful. Her energy is wonderful. She's so her personality is infectious and she's just a great YouTube creator. So definitely check out The Truth and Story. What's one thing you do that drives your partner crazy? Is your partner also into tarot or other woo? Okay, so he is not into tarot. He's not into any other woo or anything of that nature, but he does support me in my journey. So I really appreciate that. There is one thing that drives him up the wall that is tarot related specific, and that is if we're watching TV on the couch and I'm across from him, I'm shuffling my cards and I just pull up a card like this, look at him and just go, huh, put it back down, pull up on another card, look at him, go, huh, huh. You're like, what the hell are you doing? That is something that does drive him up the wall, but it's funny, right? It's funny. Little does he know. Let's see. When was the last time you meditated, and is meditation part of your daily routine? The last time I meditated is when I had to calm my nerves. I was very nervous about something, or I was very anxious, and I would just take a few deep breaths, exhale, and I just feel better. Where do you see your tarot journey going from now until the future? Well, I think for my regular tarot journey, I think that's always going to be here, even in when I go in my retirement age. It's something that is not going away in the foreseeable future. For the tarot tube journey, though, I'm still going to do content as long as I can keep doing it. I enjoy putting out content for everyone. I have fun with it. I want to dabble into tarot skits and create more entertaining bits of content rather than, um, my normal, regular, fun content. We have now reached the lightning round, and these questions are non tarot related. First question is, what is your favorite Britney Spears song? Good question, challenging question. If I had to choose a upbeat song, I would do Toxic. If I had to choose a ballad, Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know. And if I had to choose a sexy song, Breathe on Me. Do you have any pets? No, unfortunately. What is your favorite smell? Lavender for sure, very calming and soothing. Just love it. Coffee or tea? Definitely coffee. Have to be in the mood for tea. If you had to give up either pizza or chocolate for the rest of your life, which would it be? Definitely chocolate because pizza is life. And speaking of pizza, does pineapple belong on pizza? And that is a yes. Do you prefer salty or sweet snacks? What are some of your favorites? I definitely prefer sweet snacks. I love ice cream. I love cobblers, cheesecakes, fruits. Definitely have a big sweet tooth. Name 3 people you would invite to a small dinner party at your home. They can be living or dead. Robin Williams, Daniel Levy, and Mariah Carey. Name someone who has been one of your greatest inspirations in life, can be living or dead. Definitely, my mother has been my greatest inspiration in life because she is such a hard worker. She is very kind and she just likes everyone. And I just get most of my traits from her. So she has definitely inspired me to be the best person that I can be. Have you ever been to Canada or any other country? I have not been outside of the USA, but I do have family in Canada. What city, country do you want to visit most of all? Definitely England. I feel like it'd be fun and I love their accents. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun answering these questions and I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, I will put Julie's and Kelly's channel in the description box below so you can check them out. Be sure to give them a follow and check out their iconic content. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you for Tarot by the Pines.